Hey gang, Coach Chris here. I am at the swim start of Leon's Triathlon, the first race in the Chicagoland Tri-Series. So if you're not familiar, that is a 3-state race series. The goal is to encourage competition, but really mostly completion. Just doing 3 races in the summer season, hitting one in Indiana, one in Illinois, and one in Wisconsin. So you do Leon's Tri in Indiana, Pleasant Prairie Triathlon in Wisconsin at the end of June, and then to finish your summer season, the Chicago Tri in August. And if you do all 3, you're eligible for some fun prizes as well. But I'm here talking about the swim start. So if you are doing Leon's Triathlon, it is a great first race of the year. The water temperature here in Wolf Lake is usually about 10 degrees warmer than Lake Michigan. So Lake Michigan is about 62 right now. It's 72 here. You could literally swim without a wetsuit. It's so nice. But if it's your first race of the year, I highly encourage you to take advantage of practice swim opportunities. Leon's always has that the day before, where you can get in, kind of test out your wetsuit, equipment, get used to the water temperature and all that. But then as you're lining up, I want to give you a couple tips for this. So tip number 1, make sure you pre-fill your wetsuit, pour some water inside your wetsuit. Your body temperature will trap that water inside between your body and the suit, and it'll warm it up and create a warm layer inside your suit. That's how wetsuits work. You're not trying to keep water out. You want to get water in and get that to warm up to keep you warm. So get water in your suit, splash water on your skin as well, your hands, your face, just to drop your skin temperature. That will help you acclimate to the colder water, so it's not as much of a shock. The nice thing about Leon's Tri, actually right behind the camera, are some porta potties. So if you need to go, you have an opportunity right before the start. But then you'll line up usually in waves here right before getting on the dock. They'll call each wave in one at a time. Usually Leon is here, the race director. You can actually give him a high five, shake his hand if you want, walk down the dock. You have to jump into the water, and you want to make sure you get in. Don't go slow and wait, because your wave will start without you if you're not in the water, and you want some time to acclimate. So get in the water, tread water a little bit. You can float on your back if you want to. Take a couple breaths, putting your head in the water, getting used to your breathing rhythm. And then the horn will go off, and each wave at a time, the whole wave will go out. You can probably see here on the horizon there's some giant electrical towers. You can use those for sighting. I like to use that set of 3 electrical towers off in the distance as my guideline. So if I can't see the buoys, I just swim towards those towers. Now, depending on the distance of event you're doing, if it's sprint, if it's the para, the adaptive athletes division, or the Olympic distance, you'll have a different turn buoy that you'll need to turn at. So make sure you look at the athlete guide, look on the website, or at Packet Pickup. They actually have a map where you can see everything in detail. Make sure you know which buoy you're turning at and what course to follow. Usually the sprint, you just turn at that first green buoy, and then boom, you go straight shots to the swim out. If you're doing the adaptive, I believe you go the second green buoy, turn, and then you follow. There's another buoy in between on your way back. And if you're doing the Olympic distance, you go all the way to the end of the straightaway, and you turn, and then do a second turn. I go down a couple buoys, and there's a straight shot back. But take your time to look at those, and always plan sight lines that are off in the horizon. The further away, the more stationary that object is going to be as you're approaching that object. So always look for some type of object in the horizon to sight against. On the way back, the pavilion has these big towers. You can use that for sighting. But this is a great race. If you're a first timer, you can tread water. It's kind of a casual start. If you're nervous when the horn goes off, there's no rule that says you have to start swimming right away. You can actually let everyone go ahead of you and then start on your own pace with your own space. So that's one of my best tips if you're a first timer who's nervous about that mass start environment in a triathlon. You can just float for a little bit, take your time, and start on your own pace. The other unique feature, which we might mention in another video when we look at the swim exit, there is a sandbar towards the end of the Olympic distance swim. So just be familiar with that. It is a sandbar that comes up early, but then gets deeper again. So you don't want to stand up and start running. You want to just swim all the way through, and usually staying to your left is the best way to do that. But anyhow, those are a couple of quick tips, and good luck on race day, gang. We'll see you out there.